my automated 3-step LinkedIn funnel that's captured me 1,745 leads. In this training today, I'm going to walk you through the exact process of how I've set up this LinkedIn sales funnel, exactly how you can implement the exact same thing using all the different tech so that you can start maximizing and milking your leads and milking your profile viewers. So let's get into it. I'm going to finish off with a little tip that Yasmin Alec, one of the best copywriters in the whole LinkedIn by far, what he could do to his profile that he could maximize his traffic and maximize even more income in his profile as well. So let's get into it. So since I've launched this funnel, I've generated 1,745 inbound leads, and I launched it on the 15th of October last year. So what I did is I went through and I worked out the math. And the math is that I looked in the past 90 days, I've had 1,501,000 impressions in the past 90 days. So what I did is I took that and divided it by the number of leads I've generated in the past 90 days alone. And then I worked out per 3,532 impressions, I get one inbound lead. And if I did not have this 3-step funnel set up, and if I had the exact same setup that Yasmin has on his profile, I would have seen none of these leads. I would have only got a couple of Calendly linked leads, and yeah, that's it. And so by doing this, even though I'm running sell by chat and I'm booking meetings with people at the same time, I'm also maximizing the number of inbound leads I'm getting. So, and I'm a salesperson, right? I'm all about that outbound, but like, if you miss setting up your funnel on LinkedIn, you miss out on so much. And I'm working with about 8 different creators now who I coached last week on Friday, who have an average of about 25,000 followers each, and all of them are missing this funnel. So they're all spending this time generating all this traffic, which they're just losing essentially, which is it's just crazy for me because of how simple it is to set up. So I'm going to walk you through, but yeah, every 3,532 impressions, I get one qualified lead, not qualified, a qualified leads. So the first thing I'm going to go through is my profile and how it's structured. Now, your profile, when you think about it, is the first stage in your sales funnel. So if anyone's ever heard of this website called ClickFunnels, it's like how to build sales funnels. Look it up. There's a really good guy called Russell Brunson who created it. I'm reading his book, Expert Secrets, at the moment. It's how to create sales funnels. Now, everyone on LinkedIn, they're always talking about either salespeople are talking about lead gen in DMs, or content copywriting people are talking about inbounds, but nobody's talking about sales funnels. When in reality, you need all 3 of these together to make money on LinkedIn. But the first stage of your sales funnel is your LinkedIn profile. And what that is because you spend all this time commenting on other people's stuff. And so when they come back and they view your profile from the comments and the content and the DMs that you send, you want to make sure that this place is going to lead them into your funnel to the next step. You can't just have it looking pretty and it just says what you do. There has to be a purpose of your profile, because when you look at it, when you see down here and you look at your actual profile photo, what this is actually your metadata that's being left around. So if you look at anyone's comments, or anytime you see the person's face pop up, the only things that you see is their face, their name, their pronouns, and then also the first 45 to 55 characters. So you want to make sure that this metadata that you're leaving gives hints about what you do, who you help, and for whom, and then it also pulls you back to your profile. So when somebody gets to your profile, the whole purpose of the profile, when someone views it, is it's to get somebody to click the next step, to do the next thing. That's the purpose of the profile. And so my profile is geared up saying, click this button, go to our landing page. And I don't have a website. All I've got is a landing page. We do $110,000 a month, no website. You don't need a website. And then it just says here, do you want to generate 5+ warm leads? Work with me and 435 other creators, bit of social proof, or DM me, create a system, and let's chat. Now, one big key thing here is making sure that you've got this set, your custom button set as visit my website. Now, I'll talk to you about the custom button in a second when I get to it. Obviously, the About Me section matters, but to be honest, I'm probably going to get rid of this About Me section soon and just say click the button in my featured section, because I have a special call to action at the end of my About Me section, which says DM me warm leads if you're interested. No one DMs me warm leads. I've had like 2 people in like 8 months. No one reads the About Me section and they action you. Everyone goes through your automated funnel. Now, what you'll notice here in my featured section is it doesn't say book a meeting. It talks about the outcome that they want somebody to get. Because when you think about it, if this said book a meeting with me, that's a high commitment thing to do. You want to give people low commitment. That's why people opt in for lead magnets. It's low commitment. Here, I'm saying, do you want to generate 5 warm leads per week? Click here if you want this. Everyone wants more leads, right? It's an obvious click. What it's leading them to book a meeting with me. But if I said book a meeting, less people would click it. So you've got to think about the psychology of the funnel. That's why if I show you up here, I say visit my website, not book an appointment. Because when people scroll through your feed and they see, the visit my website button, if it says book an appointment, a lot of people think, don't really want to book an appointment, or it seems like a lot, or I got to select a time, or I don't know if I'm ready, right? That's how you think when you see book an appointment button. When you see visit my website, I'll visit website, click. There's no holding you back, but it's taking them to the place to book a meeting. That's the funny and ironic thing. I don't know if that's ironic. So it's got a higher percentage throughput from the feed, higher percentage. And the other great thing about the visit my website button is someone doesn't even have to go to your profile. If your metadata is good up here, as you can see, this is the metadata. And if your content is good, you can get immediate throughput into your funnel to book a meeting. That's why I've had a lot of people book a meeting with me who I'm not even connected with, because they've just seen my content in the feed and they've just got a lot of throughput. And it requires no profile view to get a lead. And we used to track we used to use a UTM link to track how many people click the visit my website button to book a time versus how many people click the featured section. I'm pretty sure it was like 80% this. So like 80% of people actually click this instead of this button here. Now, another trick with your featured section, remove the description. If you remove the description, it's 1 click to go to it. If you don't remove the description and you have a description here, they click it once, you have to click a view button. It's fucking weird. I remember the first time I was on LinkedIn back last year, I remember going to the featured section and being like, what's this weird thing? I clicked on it on people's profiles and it said view. And I was like, I don't want to view a document. This is weird. And I exited out. I remember thinking that like 12 months ago, which was insane. And so, so this is the structure of the profile. The goal of the profile is to get the person to do the next thing, which is click the damn button and get into my sales funnel. And so if you don't know what a sales funnel is, just Google ClickFunnel or ClickFunnel or funnels, you know what I mean? ClickFunnels is for Russell Brunson, or his name is, just Google that. So all this is it's a single page. Everything is what's called above the fold. What above the fold means is that you can't scroll on this page. And you've only got two options on this page, right? Or really 3, but 2. Leave or click the interested chat with Matt. That's it. You can watch the video, but really you've got 2 options. That's it. And the way you want to structure, this is called is a high converting landing page and a funnel. You want to have some type of a headline which calls out the outcome you want your clients to get, with or without something. So this is called your unique value proposition. So we help people get 5 warm leads per week on LinkedIn with no ad spend. You've got what's called your sub-headline, which is a bit of social proof or helping people, like what's the other little backup point. Then we've got the button. You can see the button. It doesn't say book a meeting. It says, are you interested? Chat with Matt. So it's less of a commitment than book a time. But in here, what we've got is a video. And this video in particular is what's called a video sales letter. What a video sales letter is it's a video that's selling to you without you knowing it. And so when you read certain content, people talk about like frameworks like a PAS framework, problem, agitate, solution. They talk about the problem that you have, they agitate it and make it worse, and they come up with this unique solution. They say, you want to chat to me? That's called PAS. So you use PAS in a video form, which I've done here. And this video is an 11-minute video that walks people through using the PAS and a storytelling framework to tell them, hey, you need my help. I know you've tried all these things before. I spent 6 months not generating leads on LinkedIn, which is all true, but you say it in a way that convinces people. And so it's an 11-minute VSL. And the cool thing about the VSL is a lot of people would have come, they just would have come from the feed, right? Unknowingly, or they came to my profile, they just clicked the button And then all of a sudden, 8 minutes later, they're nearly through my video and they're watching it and they're like, they don't even know what happened, but I feel like I do need warm leads on LinkedIn, so I'm going to book a time with this guy. And so I've taken people who usually when copywriters are writing content, they write content and they only write the content for the 3% that are ready to buy. They're not actually convincing people then and there, because the size of a LinkedIn post is really small, right? So you can't convince people. 11 minutes is a lot of time to convince someone. So I can take someone who wasn't interested to being interested now. It's why newsletters or long form newsletters are good. That's what's called true BOFU content. There's no BOFU content on the newsfeed on LinkedIn. There's just tofu. What tofu means is it's grabbing people who didn't know you existed and bringing you into their world. That's what I consider tofu now. BOFU is binge content. It's why I've got a podcast now, right? That has, 20, 21 episodes, I think 22 episodes now, right? Because I wanted to create binge content. It's called How to Make Money as a Creator. I want people to be able to ingest my stuff for hours, because what happens is when they invest a lot of time in reading your stuff, they convince themselves more and more. And the more time they can spend on your stuff before they meet with you, the higher percentage chance they're going to buy, because they trust you more. So creating this video sales letter is another point of trust. And it's also convincing them to do the one thing I want them to do, which is click the interested chat with Matt button. That's it. So that's the next stage of the funnel. Now, so you can see the difference now if I had a Calendly link versus this. I'm convincing people with my funnel. The Calendly link robusts people. That's what it does. It's the worst thing you can have in your profile. You need this. Then what happens is it doesn't take them to a Calendly link, right? No, bad. You should take them to a form. So you can either use Typeform. I use Tally. I love Tally. It's really, really good. You can see here, since we've started this, we've had 1,745 completed leads go through. One other thing that I only realized recently, we can actually take partial submissions. So if someone just puts in the name and email and leaves, I didn't realize you could take that. If we had that, we would have had about 4,000 leads. About 4,000. So I fucked up there. That was my bad. And then when we get here, can you book in, can you fill out this form to lock in a 30-minute WhatsApp chat? After you fill out this form, you'll be taken to a Calendly page to pick a time that works for you. And all I ask them to do is enter their name, their email. Do you have 5 hours a week to implement? And then we hard qualify people. Now, if you were a creator that had the same traffic as me and you removed this qualification, you would book 5 times as many meetings. The reason I added this in, because we were getting a lot of people to book meetings when we had a smaller sales team that weren't ICP and that couldn't spend that much money. That's why we added it in. Soon I'm going to be taking it away. But this is what's called harder qualification. That's how I know that 1,745 of these leads are qualified, because they've said it's going to cost you $1,000 to start working with us. Is that okay? Yes. They're qualified. That could work if the program fits what I'm looking for. What we also track now is if they only fill out the name and email, they leave. That's all good. We follow up 5 times by email and LinkedIn. We find it. We hunt them down. And what I've also found out, and why you need a form, is that 30% of the people that even fill out this form here, when they get to the Calendly link, they don't book a time. 30%. That's why the Calendly link is shit. It's so bad. I saw some guy's post today. It was really bad. He was like, I kind of commented a bit rude, and he talks about, he was like, oh, all these people saying they're getting this many meetings a month on LinkedIn. I'm a salesperson and I book 2 meetings a day when I'm trying really hard. It's okay, guys. And then I was like, dude, I looked at your profile. It's not even optimized. You have no sales funnel. You're not using copywriting content. You're not giving away lead magnets. Of course you're not booking that many. And he's like, oh, fuck. It's like, you don't know what you don't know, right? That's why I'm making these videos, to help you become aware. Because I didn't know as well, a year ago. But the great thing is, also, is if you take minimal information, you can remarket. Because if you get their email, even if you can't find their LinkedIn, you can email them 5 times. Hey, I saw that you filled in the form, but you didn't lock in a time. Are you free tomorrow, the next day at 10 a.m.? Or do you want to lock in another time here at the Calendly? Let me know. Also, here's this free lead magnet with 135 post types that help me generate 814 meetings. Boom, you're going to book more meetings, right? Immediately, because that's the goal. 30% don't fill it out, obviously. Anyone that submits their emails automatically gets subscribed to my newsletter. It's in the privacy policy here. Cool. Newsletters and updates via email. So they automatically get subscribed. So I also get subscribers. And when they subscribe, it hits them with a 14-day email sequence on the end of it. So they get hit with 14 days of emails of all lead magnets, all this kind of stuff, consistently nurturing them. And what we do internally is we track, I'll show you my Beehive data, is I track how many times people have opened my emails. I also track their LinkedIn URL. And we have this in the CRM. So we start sell by chat conversations with, Stephen has opened my emails 31 times. Of course I'm going to reach out to the dude. He's opened my emails 31 times. And the latest time he opened it was 2 days ago. And he joined on the 24th of the 5th. So he's been reading my content for more than a month and a half. Of course I'm going to reach out to this guy. I could probably even see if he's qualified. Let's go see if he's qualified, right? Most likely. Boom. Stefan, done. Your B2B growth partner. Qualified. He's someone I'd go after. Easy. So, yeah. Getting their emails because you remarket and start sell by chats. I'm going to make another video about this later. You can also use it allows you to use hard qualification to book people in that are interested. So then when the pricing discussion comes up, it's okay. My suggestion for anyone with lower traffic than mine, so like I have 1.5 million impressions. It's pretty good. It's not as big as some of my friends. They message me every week, 100,000 impressions. I get 500,000. My buddy Nick Brokamart, that's what he gets, weapon. But like, it's a decent amount of impressions. Usually the lower the amount of impressions you get, the less you can qualify people as well. Now, once they've submitted the information in the form, so I've convinced them, I've taken them either from my feed, from this visit website link where they were unknowingly going to book a meeting, or they've clicked this button, they were unknowingly going to book a meeting, they watched this video, still unknowingly going to book a meeting, I've convinced them, they filled out the form, now we take them to the Calendly link. Now, I'm going to break some beliefs here as well, and this is not this belief breaking stuff is not my evidence. If this is evidence from Alex Hormozy, he used to own a software company called Alan, which used to book 4,000 appointments per day. I'm pretty sure it was called Alan. And he had 2 data scientists working for him, and he found the number one correlation between show-up rates when people book time in the calendar is how close they book it to close of the booking, and also the smallest number of time increments that they can book. So the highest amount of availability within the shortest period of time is the highest percentage chance that someone's going to show up. That's the key. So you don't want people booking in more than a week in advance if you can avoid it. So what we do on the calendar, the way it's set up, is people can only book up to 3 days in advance. That's it. And if they don't do that, because what we found is there's about a 50% chance that they don't turn up to the meeting. This is like nearly an 80-90% chance that they turn up to the meeting. You want to catch them when it's hot. Another trick as well, if you've got a sales team, if they book for Wednesday, you call them and you move it to Monday. You call them and say, hey, you free now? You free this afternoon? Let's go. Catch them when the emotion's hot as well. Now, also on the actual calendar link here as well, when they show the times, see there's 10-minute increments. So we've hired a sales team now, and I'm going to be hiring people from different geographies as well, so Europe and Australia. So we can take meetings from 6 a.m. our time to fucking 2 p.m. Sydney time. So it doesn't matter. The more time slots every 10 minutes available is the key. So as many time slots as possible, in 3 days increases the percentage chance of booking. Now, not everyone can do this. That's okay. This is just the way I structure it based on my traffic. But if you look at this whole setup, I've spent a lot of time creating content. I've spent a lot of time putting this together, right? I get a lead, I get an impression, I get every 3,500 impressions, I get an inbound qualified lead. And we also close, it was about, when we did WhatsApp chats only, we were closing about 38.5% of the deals. I suspect we're going to close 50 to 60%. So if I do a post that gets like 10,000 impressions and that's 3 qualified leads, and that's, let's say 20,000 impressions. So let's say that's 6 qualified leads. We have a news close rate of 60%. That's 4 deals. They're $3,000 AUD a deal. That's 12 grand. I make 12 grand a post because I've set this up, which you can do. I'm showing you how to do it. Like there's nothing here. All the tech is all here. It's this is Loom, this is Tally, this is Calendly. You can set this whole thing up. Now, some advice as well for creators that are smaller, right? If you're a smaller creator, my advice would be to have this set up, this type of flow, VSL flow, but also have a high valued lead magnet. So what I would have is I'd have 2 things. I would have this VSL funnel set up here. And then I would have on the other side a very high valued lead magnet, like really, really good. Because like I've done my ratio of like what's my profile view, or I prefer impression to inbound lead ratio because I don't know whether they came through the profile or the visit website button. But what I would be tracking if I was you, right, is your content to inbound lead ratio. Like I track my content to inbound leads. It's not the impressions, right? Impressions matter, but what matters is the lead generation. So what I also track is each time I do a post, I also track how many leads came from that post each time, so I can see the lead to post ratio. Now, leads for me are booked meetings, right? And filled out information in my form. For you, you may not be at that stage where you have enough traffic, right? So instead, you should be creating something here that's really good and it's in line with your offer that you give away for free, right? That's how you're going to track your content. So if you only get 2,000 impressions a post, right? You still want to be tracking your leads generated per post, but the thing that you give out or the thing that you get people to do, I'm getting them to book in a meeting with me or fill a form. If you just have something that's lower friction, so what I mean by that is if you have a high value lead magnet, the percentage chance that someone will click on that over this is higher. And so you will get, and when they get the lead magnet, they just have to say, give her their email and that's it, right? More people are willing to do that because that's less friction. So then you can start earlier tracking your leads to your content impressions lead ratios as well. So you can see which posts each day are performing the highest amount or getting the highest amount of leads coming in. And then I see smaller creators having Calendly links on their profile and I want my brain to explode. It's so bad. Even big creators. So I'm going to audit Yasmin Alex's profile now as well. Not knocking the guy's content, like, man, he's a lord at copywriting and he's a lord marketer, really, really good at what he does. I just see stuff like this and I'm coaching other creators, not as big as him, but about 100K followers on similar stuff. And I just see this stuff and I'm like, man, I know that Yasmin only does one-to-one coaching now, right? But he's brought on one employee. He's probably going to bring on more people and build out a team. He should really be investing in building a list because he's going to have a lot of stuff to sell later on. And he's probably driving 10 times the traffic that I am, most likely, on profile viewers. So if he was selling something similar to me and he got an inbound lead per post at the same price, he could make 10 times as much money as me, literally, if he just made these slight adjustments as well. But the problem is, right, with his profile is he has this book a link time and it's just to buy something for $1,000. That's it, right? And then also down here, he's got this thing where if you want to rebuild and join his program, right, it's like $5,000 to join, right? It's not convincing anyone like through a system, right? And then the only way to get on his email list, I tried to find out from his profile, right? He should have his email list as a primary. Really, he should, because he's going to be selling a course or a program later. And a lot of people that view his profile now are never going to come back and view it ever again because they just won't see it, right? They'll just get over it. And that's what happens. That's why you need to capture the leads today, right? But if he had this as a primary, getting on his email list or giving away some amazing lead magnet, and the lead magnet would just have to be, here's 100 of my post templates that have generated me this many impressions, and here's a Notion file that walks you through how to create them, right? Fucking everyone would download it, right? But instead, to get to his newsletter, you've got to click this button. I somehow found it. I went to his website here and I scrolled all the way down the bottom and I'm like, here, I volunteer my inbox. So all of this traffic and all this time he's spending creating content, and I'm not knocking anything to do his content, he's a weapon, right? But the problem that's happening is he's not capturing any of the demand of what he should be. And if he just had a high-powered, high-value lead magnet here, right? Just a high-value lead magnet, and built out his email list way bigger, right? And built out his wait list. Because what's going to happen in the future is he's going to build his company bigger, and then he's going to bring on some more employees, and then maybe later on he's going to build a group coaching program. And then, or maybe later on what's going to happen is he's going to offer his employees out as ghostwriting services, right? Or he's going to have his employees as coaches. Everything changes in business, but like you need to capture the demand now. Like you need to immediately capture the demand. That's why Justin Welsh is like the best. Like this dude is like, he is the GOAT at LinkedIn. He is the best. I'll show you why, right? This guy is like so far ahead of everyone. It's crazy. His whole profile is 100% geared as the biggest high converting lead magnet, pushing you to the thing that everyone wants to buy. He doesn't have the description here. The LinkedIn operating system. He's on LinkedIn. He's got 600,000 followers. His page is optimized as fuck. Like, it's so good, right? Access, like, everywhere you can buy this. Everywhere. Boom, 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 boom. Like, literally everywhere. And what he also does, nobody notices this, every single post Justin Welsh puts out is a lead magnet. Every post. Because every single post leads to his free content, right? Which is so good, it's like a lead magnet. So if you go through, all of his posts are traditionally short form with lead magnets. That's it. He's so far ahead of the game of everyone. He's been doing this for 6 months, right? And then he pushes you into his funnel where he's got 215 email subscribers. That's why when he launched his masterclass, I think he made $1 million in like a month or 2 months when he launched his high ticket thing. He launched his creator MBA. If this dude does a bigger high ticket thing that's $5,000, he's probably going to make $3, $4, $5 million. And if he built out some type of group coaching program as well, he would crush. Like, he would crush. That's why he's so far ahead of all of us, like most of the other creators, right? And that's why I look at creators like Yasmin. Hopefully somehow this gets back to him as well. Happy to jump on your call, dude, and just like help you design this like whole system and setup. But you could be making so much more money and building such a big list compared to what you're doing now. And I'm working with 8 creators right now who have really big followings who I've just watched making all this content. I'm like, guys, you're not milking your leads. Even myself, I'm not milking my leads, but like we're at least doing 110 grand a month, which is like pretty good. And we're probably going to scale up to $2-3 million a year as we've built up the sales team now. So we've got more people to sell. But like, yeah, it's this is just crazy to me. But yeah, this is the 3-step funnel that's generated 1,745 leads. I make $110,000 a month on LinkedIn, 100% organic content and DMs. That's it. We're probably going to scale this business at the end of the year to $3 to $5 million a year, just by bringing on a sales team just to divvy up the leads. And that's pretty much what we're going to do, and drive more and more traffic through me creating better content. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this. Look, if you found a lot of value in this and you're like, wow, this is different to what I've seen on LinkedIn, this guy probably knows a little bit. Look, I'd love to potentially work with you. Look, go to unlockai.ai. Click, obviously, watch the vid. Click the interested chat. Look, lock in a time to chat with me. I'll probably give it to one of my sales team because we've got more sales team members as well. They're phenomenal as well. What we're also offering lately is free trials into our program. We found this is a really good way to give people 3 days in our program for us to work together as well. We've got 445 members now, which is awesome. We've got this whole system like this. This is a tiny percentage of the program set out. We've got multiple live events per week where we have live coaching sessions. So yeah, it's been awesome. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this training. I'd love to work with you. If not, enjoy the free stuff. No dig on Yasmin, dude. You make the best content out. I just want to help you guys because I see so many creators that can be making so much more money and making so much more impact on people's lives. Anyways, guys, catch up. Peace out.